Hello, and welcome back to Dino Minecraft. Last episode was a mining episode, so today I was thinking about building, or something of that nature. Because we have a lot of blocks left over from the mining, and I was thinking about making like a castle or just a tower for now, you know? So that we don't have to look at this hut anymore. So I've been smelting some stone so that we can make this castle out of brick, preferably. But we also have some deep slate, so we might be able to turn that into something for a nice floor. And at the start here, we're also going to test out my flintlock pistol. But first I was thinking about making a key so that we can use it on an iron door. I'm going to put a link to the mod in the description, because a lot of the mods that I'm using I'm changing over time, but I know that's one that I'll definitely be keeping for the duration. Go check it out yourself. It's really handy so that you don't have to set up redstone and stuff for iron doors and still get the benefits of it not being breakable by zombies. Still haven't worked out my sorting system yet though. Anyway, also this episode we're going to be making the culture vat, which can be used to bring back dinosaurs but also plants. And maybe this episode we'll get something that we can use to try that out with. But it uses tar, so I'm going to need to go back to that village and, collect the tar there because it can be used instead of slime balls, and I don't have slime balls. I'm also going to make this so that we can actually analyze some fossils and stuff, and hopefully get the DNA or something that we can use to test out the culture chamber. Ooh, we already got some fossils. We can definitely use that. I think now we have enough to create it. Actually, I'm going to make it with the plant fossils so we don't waste any skeletons. And iron there, and there. There we go. That's the analyzer. Now we can use that to analyze fossils and stuff to get DNA. I'll put it here for now, and let's just take a look. So I think I put fossils on the left-hand side, and it puts it out on the right-hand side, with 4 available slots. The top one is a slot, but I think also those other 3 just below it are also slots. But it also means if it gets full, I'll need to remove that stuff in order to continue analyzing. A lot like the sifter here. But I think it works with hoppers, so maybe in the future I'll have to do something about that. But I'll just have to make a chest for all the items for now, to keep them separate so we can find the DNA if we get it. Also, at some point in, maybe the next episode or so, we're going to be going to a sand dimension to get more sand for the sifter. And I do mean sand dimension literally. Anyway, let's check the analyzer. Oh, that's so good. Every single one of those took. Okay, well this is real good. We got a sapling and we got 2 separate DNA things. Let's read these. 1 sturgeon, 1 stegosaurus. That's first try. I'll take that. That's good. Now we'll just have to store this away for later. This is going better than expected. I wonder what terrible thing is going to happen next. At that point, I got to work on the tower. And I was thinking of polished deep slate on the bottom. And maybe some sort of glass somewhere, but I hadn't quite figured it out yet. So, once I had finished digging the hole, I started putting down polished deep slate. And then the walls and frame for the door. An iron door eventually, for that key that we just made. And I knew I wanted to make the tower at least 2 stories tall, maybe 3. That looks good. Now I just gotta take off the side pieces. This would look good with like a wood support beam or something. I'm gonna need to use ladders, so maybe I'll do something like that. This is probably as good a time as I'm gonna have to go get that tar from the village, but I am a bit worried because I do have the bad omen effect, so we'll just see how this goes. Of course, then I got sidetracked, cutting down trees for the tower. And then after going to sleep to reset it to morning time, I got a raid, but not in the place I was expecting. There was a lone villager near my house that somehow existed there enough to start a raid. But that also meant that it got rid of my bad omen effect, which was good. Because then if I went to the big village, I wouldn't have to worry about triggering a raid. And one of the villagers even had a flintlock weapon. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. Gotta eat, gotta eat. Wow, they're fast. They are very fast. Almost up to full. Whew. Oh wait, there's still one in there. And I think one of them dropped a flintlock. Oh no, that's an axe one. Oh, I'm so about to die. Yep. But luckily I have stuff in a chest. Let's just equip that. There he is. I wonder if he'll drop that banner. I don't actually know if it's a guaranteed drop. Ooh! At that point, I decided to strip some logs for some artistic style for the tower. And more stone was ready to build the tower. So I used glass to give the bottom a big window, and also I used the stripped wood for a little bit of an accent. Before going to get the tar that we would need both for the cultivator, and also using a little bit of it to get a few more fossils for us. Before finishing the rest of the castle build. And with those last few blocks, the tower was finished. And at that point, after sorting, I checked the analyzer and I got something called a quagga. I got quagga DNA and I have no idea what the heck that's supposed to be. Hey, the tower looks nice. Although it is a bit bland, maybe I'll have to add like some red banners or something. Oh, I could add lanterns at some point. I did end up giving it like 3 stories though, so that's good. Like, the inner area can be for my bed and I can see out around through the glass, and then here I could put some of my crafting stuff and things like that. And of course there's this great view from the top of the tower. Wait, sugarcane. I would need sugarcane to make plenty of paper so that I could have ammunition for my flintlock weaponry. Let's see here. I think I remember the recipe. Ooh, I need gunpowder too. There. There. There, and there. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, it makes 3 at a time. That's good. That's good. 1 for each iron nugget. Let's go test this. Ooh, 1 shot. It does take a moment to load the lucky crossbow, but it has no drop from arrows or anything, so. But I think it does have a maximum range of blocks. This should certainly make things easier. But I don't think we'll be able to use it much for a while until we get a good supply of its ammo. But now it was time to make the cultivator, and for that we would need glass, tar, and some iron. The cultivator is what would allow us to turn DNA or fossils into plants and animals, so we would definitely need it. But it would also run off of a thing called goop, which does require some very specific pieces that we'll get to later. But we're definitely going to need lots of more fossils, and the sifter will definitely help with that by using sand to turn it into fossils, among other things. Even if we'll still need the analyzer to see whether or not it becomes a DNA. But for making the cultivator and for making the goop, we would need a water source. One for the cultivator itself, but I will also want to make a farm for the ingredients to make the goop, its power source. The cultivator would be the backbone of making the dinosaurs from DNA, but I think there was also a chance that it could break, so we might have to do this again at some point. So now I had made a cultivator, but I would still need the goop. There are two ways to make it, but I was only capable of making the least efficient version, for now, using regular zombie rotten flesh, milk, wheat, and eggs. But I don't have the wheat yet, so I would have to immediately make a farm around that water source I just made. So, to save time, I refilled the sifter and immediately got to work on the farm thing. Using bone meal that I got both from using the analyzer but also from bones I had collected from defeating skeletons, so that I could fast track this. I think I have enough to make at least 1 or 2 goop. And I decided to culture the tree first, the palm tree, because I could use the wood. And because if I made a dinosaur and was unable to breed it, as soon as it died it would be dead, but maybe I could get saplings. However, it was finally time to add extra security to my house, so I made an iron door, which I could use that key that I made a long time ago to be able to open and close it. It took a while waiting for the palm tree, though. But that time gave me the opportunity to sort some of my chests. And finally it was time. The tree was done. Unfortunately, it did not drop any saplings. And I may or may not have died from fall damage a couple times. Next episode, though, we are going to the desert dimension to sift for more fossils. Anyway, thank you for watching and look out for episode 4, the desert dimension.